Sound, a group of
From the beginner to the professional, from the novice to the master, from playing and experimenting with things to make a masterpiece. These are all the elements of art. And the art on our show is sound. Hi, I'm L.V. Smith, host of the show Sounds Within. And we had a guest last week, thanks to the courtesy of Eric Bailey of Behind the Curtain, who introduced me to this killer keyboardist named Will Kimsey, who also told us about his main inspiration, who's also a composer, Nicole. Nicole is right now on the sidelines, so we still have her main squeeze, Will Kimsey. Thank you for coming back.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
Oh, I love having you back, because I know I love your keyboard work. Now, you were going to tell us before we were interrupted by that monster called time about your baby there. You call it your baby. Why do you call it your baby?
Well, I call all of them my babies. I mean, you know, music, when you write a song, it's like you're fathering, in my case, fathering children. And the instruments to make those kids are here, and these are my babies, my toys. You know, I've had them all since they were new, and this is an old school Roland TR-505, and I've had it since it was new, so this thing is almost older than me. So like I was saying last show.
It's that old?
Oh, God, it's almost 30 years old. I bought this thing in 89, I think. I can't even remember it.
Then it's not quite as old as you, but it was around your youth.
It was around my youth, yep. But when I'm writing, I write from the bottom up. You know, I lay the drum track down courtesy of Tap It In or whatever. I don't use the pre-programmed stuff. I'm a frustrated drummer. I play a little bit, but I haven't played in a while, so, you know, I got the beats in my head. So I do that, then I put the bass line in, and then maybe the chords after that, or if the chords are more important, I put them for the end. It doesn't matter, but I layer everything, you know, save my horns for last and all that good stuff, you know. Mix it down later, make sure one thing is not too louder than the other, overpowering, that kind of thing. And there you have it.
So that's basically a process, what you're talking about, how you first, you as a previously were a frustrated drummer who happened to be pretty good, but you're not satisfied at your growth.
Well, I mean, piano's always been my main instrument, and I branched off into other instruments.
Well, I'm a frustrated wannabe keyboardist.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to pursue my guitar and get my bass chops back, so one day we're going to have a little jam session.
I'm going to hold you to that, because Eric Bailey is dedicated bass.
Okay, there you go, because I heard him tooling around earlier, and I'm like, okay, he's got some skills there on the keyboard.
Then thanks to my dedicated man in production, Mr. James Jones, who hosts a show called Anybody Can Play Guitar, he probably would want you on his show to play guitar.
Give me a couple years.
So we do have a band.
Mm-hmm, we do have a band. Yep, we have a band. Yep.
Okay, now you're going to tell us about the origins about your keyboard. How's this one your baby?
Well, this splits. It does everything but the chores. You know.
What do you mean by splits?
Well, I can play two different sounds on this one keyboard, whereas usually I've got 2 or 3, maybe 4 keyboards around me if I'm playing at a gig. And even though I might be able to do what they call MIDI, connect one keyboard to another, where all I had to do is play one and both make the sound simultaneously. This one also is MIDI, but I can split the keyboard to where I can have one sound down here, usually a bass of some sort, and up here some sort of keyboard, piano, maybe a lead guitar if I have to, or whatever I needed to do.
This is something the audience needs to learn about, because they have people say, how do they get all these sounds, and what the heck are they doing to do it?
Yeah, well, I mean, thanks to the advent of technology, you know, you can just about do anything. I play the stuff and I load it up actually into my computer, which has a little mini studio in it. and lay all my tracks down, all my instruments down, mix it, balance it, and everything else, and out it comes.
So what you're saying is the computer is also a musical instrument, part of that musical instrument interface.
Yeah, what they call a DAW, DAW, Digital Audio Workstation, and there are many brands out there, but they're all just mini recording studios that you can pack up in a case and take wherever you needed to take it and do your recording.
So just about any computer is a studio, potential studio. Is that what you're saying?
Any computer is a potential studio, whether it be Windows or the Apple platform, as long as the program works in your computer and your computer's not suffering from any viruses, yeah.
And you have a little knowledge or seek some knowledge to use it, which I need to do more and more.
Yeah, well, you can't just go in and press record and expect it to just magically do everything. You got to know a little bit about the program, the ways to make it do what you need it to do, sound and that kind of thing. And, it's not that difficult, but, you do have to take some time and do some shedding.
Shedding. So when you say shedding, are you referring to musical theory or discipline or knowing what you're playing, not just hammer it out?
Shedding is a term I learned for the woodshed, where you go to practice.
It also meant other things.
Oh, yeah, it did. But, you go hit the shed, which means you go practice. So with relation to the DAW, you got to turn it on and practice opening it, closing it, seeing what it can do, the various sounds that can be tweaked in it, the EQs, the compressors, and reverbs, and all of that good happy stuff.
Compressor, what do you mean?
A compressor kind of takes the sound and from, like, if it's out here, it literally compresses it and squeezes it. And then it makes it, in layman's terms, louder without having to turn up the volume too high.
So it makes it more like a focus point?
It focuses it and, brings it together and just compacts it, if you will, and gives it more punch.
So it's like taking a broad light beam and making it finer, like it's laser, so you know it's there.
And have it focused just right at the right place, where instead of it all over the spectrum, it's focusing at one point, and it's a lot stronger. It's like, when you did the magnifying glass with the leaves.
Oh yeah, for those of us who are fortunate to have magnifying glasses and to be with a teacher who really was into science to tell us how the darn thing worked.
Yeah, remember you would take the magnifying glass on a bright sunny day and hold it at just the right angle, and the sun would be way here, and then it would focus through the magnifying glass until it hit that leaf, and the next thing you know, that leaf starts smoldering.
Okay, so since we have your toys here, and you shared a little bit how they work, what are you going to do for us?
I'm going to try and make it funky.
You're going to try to make it funky with what?
A little jam I wrote in college called If You Don't Like the Beat.
If you don't like the beat. Now that's challenging right there. So we're going to have Will Kimsey take us to the next part of our show called
Sounds Within.
Playing
If You Don't Like the Beat.
Will Kimsey.
This is Will Kimsey. You're tuned in to Sounds Within, hosted by LV Smith.
Hi, I'm LV Smith, host of the show Sounds Within, which comes on every Friday, 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. When I'm not producing that show, I like to watch James Jones Jr.'s show, which is called Anybody Can Play Guitar, which comes on Fridays at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. See you then.
According to the medical profession, black garlic helps to repair skin damage. It contains twice the antioxidants as regular garlic, and it restores skin cells damaged by aging process. Sunflower seed butter is rich and it has unsaturated fat acids. Use it instead of peanut butter and you'll be surprised. And you can compare that peanut butter with some apples or celery and it gives you the optimum benefit. Salmon has high omega-3 contents, making it the go-to fish for a healthy skin. Sweet potatoes, peppers, almonds, and all foods are high in vitamin A, C, and E. They are also rich in antioxidants that combat damages and free radicals that occur in your skin.
Hi, I'm LV Smith, host of the show Sounds Within. When I'm not producing television, I like to look at Behind the Curtain with Eric Bailey. If You Don't Like the Beat by Will Kimsey, who's right here, exquisite keyboardist. Now, sir, we really got sidetracked and talking about great things about how this stuff worked, and it kind of took away from more things I wanted to talk with you, so that means I'm going to have you come some more. But meanwhile, we like to talk about what are some of the projects you're doing now?
Well, I'm still working on the second CD. Everything that I've done is from the first one, Les Musique. You can hear it on SoundCloud. And just trying to, it's not easy, but I'm trying to write that second one.
So you're composing right now to work on the second project. Where do you perform?
Well, currently I'm not performing right now, so I am taking my time to, write the new material. Other than playing every Sunday at church.
Okay, which church?
It's called True Unity Baptist Church. I'm the music director, also run the audio, the video, and I'm Mr. Techie.
So you're the techie at your church, and plus you are the music minister.
I am that.
Wow, that's impressive. We had some people asking do you play at some clubs or anything or parties?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get lined up. Nothing as of yet, but things are in the works. So I do have a Facebook page for Will Kimsey, WK Music. If you want to look for that, you'll find me, and I'll keep people posted on that.
You best do, because you're sort of like that clam that has a great, or that oyster has a great pearl in there. And how can we find you if we don't know where to go find that clam?
Exactly. So just look for me on Facebook, which is, almost forgot my own Facebook page.
You know what? We'll give you a chance. We're going to have you play another song.
All right.
And what is the name of the song you're going to play now?
This one's called Angela. Wrote this in college as well.
Angela from college. Okay, sounds like another chapter, another time.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, all those young, wild days.
It wasn't all that wild. Just somebody I was enamored with, and she's happily married and all that, and what's up?
And you moved on to higher ground.
I moved on to way higher grounds, yeah.
Good. Say that with pride.
I did. I moved on to higher ground with pride, and no looking back, no turning back.
Other than a song called
Angela
by Will Kimsey.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed.
I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it.
I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Hi, I'm LV Smith, host of the show Sounds Within, which comes on Fridays, 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Hey, be sure you tune in and watch Thursday Night Live with Jeff Hodge, Thursday at 10 p.m. See you then. Angela by Will Kimsey. Man, such great music, great talent, so little time. Now, I want you looking at your camera there for the future Will Kimsey. What words of advice would you have for them?
Okay. Stay focused. Live your dream. Know that nothing is impossible.
I don't know how that's putting you on the spot. It seems that people have the best ideas when they're on the spot. It reveals their true character, don't you agree?
It does. It does.
Okay, once again, how can people get in contact with you?
Just look for me on Facebook, Will Kimsey, WK Music. Music can be also found on Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, and I think I'm still on SoundClick. I've got to go check and make sure, but definitely you'll find me on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, and Facebook.
Wow, that's for sure. Well, folks, we had a great show with Will Kimsey at the keyboard, sharing his music and inspiration and stories. And I do hope he does come back because I just enthralled with all he does. And you can see him at what church?
True Unity Baptist Church, Fullerton, California. We also are on Periscope, so you can look for us on Periscope TV. We broadcast, and come visit.
Sounds like a plan. Well, folks, tune in again for another edition Sounds Within with LV Smith, and we're going to have Will Kimsey take us out.
Hi, we're the Commons. Join me in watching Dan Nicewander on The Now Man Show.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. The pressure's too much. I quit.
I get it. I can do better. Just please
Don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
Hi, L.V. Smith, host of the show Sounds Within. This show comes on every Friday at 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. on the Arroyo channel. Also streaming on PasadenaMedia.org. When I'm not producing this show, I like to watch The Smile Lady, who comes on every Saturday, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on the Arroyo channel, also on AT&T UVerse Channel 99.